This is TUG, the Earthbound crew here, back with some more of the Earthbound crew plays Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And actually, that's kind of a misnomer because I'm flying solo tonight. I'm going to be taking a few of the classes here at the Academy. Reason why I'm doing this is because you can actually get some rewards for completing all the classes. Now, if you recall, after we beat the third gym, I believe, this opened up some classes that we could take. This will basically I'm going to be going through the first half of all the classes that are available and taking the midterm exams. If you pass the midterms, you get rewards for each one you pass. So each one, I think, is going to be 3 classes, and we're going through 7 subjects here. We have biology, math, history, languages, battle studies, art, and home ec. So let me get into a better position here so I can better see my screen. I got a new chair as well, so it's a bit more comfortable now, but not unplugging my mic here. Yes, OBS says I'm still good. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to take on one subject at a time here. We're going to have biology first with Mr. Jacques. First period biology. Feel like I'm back in college already. Hello, my name is Jacques and I will be your Pokemon biology teacher. In my class, we'll all learn about the various quirks of our beloved Pokemon together. I hope you all come to love Pokemon even more from the things you learn here. In today's class, I'll teach you a great way to get to know Pokemon in more depth. If you'd like to become better friends with your Pokemon, you can let them come out of their Pokeball and walk along with you. Sounds great, huh? You can use the ZR button to throw a Pokeball and let the Pokemon outside. Nothing cuter than watching your Pokemon run around underfoot, if you ask me. Once you let your Pokemon out, try speaking to them. They're sure to respond in some way. It's a great way to get to know them better. However, letting your Pokemon out of its ball isn't such a great idea in some locations. Can anyone tell me where it is that you shouldn't have your Pokemon walk along with you? Well, usually inside buildings you can't keep them out. That's right, great job, TG. I see you did your homework. The correct answer is that we should not walk with our Pokemon indoors. How about that? Some Pokemon might damage walls, desks, and other things walking around inside buildings, so it's not allowed regardless of the species. Yeah, you definitely don't want a Gyarados wreaking havoc in the library. I can tell you that right now. Therefore, please only let your Pokemon out of their Pokeballs while outdoors. Okay, everyone? I think I see them out and about in classrooms from time to time, but still. Anyway, you may become even closer friends with your Pokemon pals by walking together. Well, Primeape needs to keep his anger in check, though. Oh, I almost forgot. Keep in mind that you can only walk together with your lead Pokemon. Remember, use the ZR button to throw a ball and let the Pokemon outside. You'll also want to remember that throwing a ball at a wild Pokemon will start a battle. It looks like that's all the time we have for today. See you all next class. Okay. So we're going to go through 3 classes in each subject. We're going to go to biology number 2 now. Hello. I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. Did you all try using the ZR button to let your Pokemon out as I taught you in our last class? Walking along with your Pokemon lets you see how unique and cute they all are. I also highly recommend picnics for when you want to spend some quality time together with the Pokemon in your party. You can get them all around the table to make sandwiches and play. It's really a lot of fun. If you want to learn about making food, Mr. Swarrow's class is the best place to go. I think he teaches home ec. Now, sometimes while you're enjoying a picnic with your Pokemon, you may find something very, very important in the basket next to your table. This very important something is what Pokemon are born from. Let's all say it together. Eggs. Phew, you got it all right. The very important something I'm talking about is a Pokemon egg. It's not clear where these eggs come from, but they're probably placed in the basket rather stealthily by the Pokemon at the picnic. So I wonder if any of my Pokemon are screwing around with each other. I don't know, just a thought. Walking around with an egg will help warm it, which allows it to hatch. Eggs won't warm by sitting in boxes though, you need to have them in your party. And here's one more super important thing I'd like for you to remember about eggs. Pokemon entrust us with their eggs because they believe in us. So I sure would be happy to see you all being responsible parents for your little Pokemon eggs. Whoops, my most important pipe came right as the bell rang. Well, I'll see you all next time, I guess. And we'll keep going with biology number 3. Hello, I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. I seem to remember teaching you all about the importance of eggs in our last class together. On that note, is everyone using their Pokedex? It registers Pokemon born from eggs as well as those encountered via other methods, so don't you worry about that. And, just so you know, I'm the one who developed the Pokedex app. It was way before I started teaching here at the Academy, though. Back then, I was a researcher. In fact, Director Clavel wasn't working in education at the time either. He was researching alongside me at the same facility. We got to research Pokemon together day in, day out. Those sure were fun times. I get yelled at all the time, though. Wait a second, how did I get onto this? Pretty sure I was talking about the Pokedex. Anyway, today I'd like to teach you about catching Pokemon. As you all know, a great way to catch Pokemon is to first lower its HP. But there's another way to up your chances of a successful catch. Can you guess what it is? I don't know, hit it with a status condition. Wow, that's right, TUG, great job. The correct technique for making Pokemon easier to catch is to inflict them with a status condition. Sleep is an especially effective status condition. It makes Pokemon drastically easier to catch. If you have a Pokemon that can use moves that put opponents to sleep, like Sleep Powder or Hypnosis, filling up your Pokedex will be a cinch. There are other ways to improve your catch rate as well, like using Pokeballs specifically designed to be effective against certain Pokemon. Eating food that gives you catching power works too, or sneaking up on Pokemon from behind to catch them by surprise when you start a battle. If you're having trouble, you may want to make the rounds to the gyms to go get gym badges. Earning gym badges will make it easier to catch Pokemon of higher and higher levels. Please do come show me your Pokedexes once they start to fill up. Another day, another enjoyable class. Oh yeah, don't forget, our next class will be a test. That's the midterm exam, which I'm going to go ahead and we'll actually do all the midterms together. I'm going to finish the classes first and then take on the midterms. So now we're going to move on to math. You like math with Miss Time. Alright. Hello everyone, nice to meet you. My name is Time and I will be your math teacher. Sorry to put you all on the spot at the start of class, but let me ask you a quick question. Do you enjoy numbers, arithmetic, and the like? I do. Everyone else? Not so much. Oh my. Thank you for your honest responses. Some of you may like numbers and some may not. I think that makes a wonderful mix. But no matter your opinion on math, I hope you find yourselves enjoying our lessons together. I'll do my best to find a good way to match up your interests with all types of math lessons. Speaking of which, are you all caught up on your studies of Pokemon type matchups? For example, grass is strong against water and water is strong against fire, correct? TUG, you seem to be good with Pokemon, so let me ask you this. Bearing in mind that water is strong against fire, if the move Water Gun hits a fire-type Pokemon, what becomes of the move's damage? Well, from my experience with Pokemon battles, it doubles. That's right, I knew I could count on you for this question, TUG. Using moves of a type that your opponent is weak to is a super effective tactic. It multiplies the damage of those moves by 2. On the other hand, using moves of a type that your opponent is resistant to isn't very effective. It divides the damage of your moves by 2. I don't mean to encroach on Miss Dendra's battle studies territory, but I thought it'd be best to use a lively topic as an example. That can make math fun even to those of you who don't like the subject, don't you think? Oh my, is that the bell? I suppose that's all for now. What a shame. I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the next class. I hope you're looking forward to it too. Alright, so that's second period math. Let's go ahead and begin the second class next. Now let's get to work. Hello everyone, let's have a fun class today. Tell me, do you all enjoy shopping? Buying tasty bread or choosing new clothes, even just window shopping is so much fun. In today's class, I like to use shopping, one of my own favorite hobbies, mind you, to teach you all about math. I'm sure everyone here has visited Pokemon at least once. They sell all sorts of Pokemon items. Pokeballs are one of the many useful items you can find there. They cost 200 Pokés each. Now then, I'd like you all to do some thinking with me here. One Pokeball is 200 Pokés. If you had 2,000 Pokés and bought as many Pokeballs as you could afford, how many would you receive? Trick question here. You would get 10, because 200 times 10 is 2,000, but anytime you buy a set of 10, you will get an additional Premier Ball, so the answer is 11. That's correct, well done TUG. With 2,000 Pokés, you can afford to purchase a maximum of 10 Pokeballs. However, if you purchase 10 or more of any one type of Pokeball, you will also receive one Premier Ball, a special white ball, as a bonus, which honestly is no different from a regular Pokeball, it just has the white coloring on it. So the correct answer is in fact 11. It sure is nice to get a little bonus like that on a shopping trip, isn't it? Oh my, is that the bell? I suppose that's all for now. What a shame. I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the next class. I hope you're looking forward to it too. Okay. And now for our third math class. Hello everyone, let's have a fun class today. Tell me, do you all enjoy fortune telling, horoscopes, and the like? I'm not really into it personally. I think it feels great to read your horoscope and see that it says good luck is coming your way. So today I'd like to teach you all math while focusing on the topic of luck. Let's see where this is going. Perhaps you've seen the following phrase crop up during Pokemon battles before. A critical hit. When a Pokemon attack lands as a critical hit, the damage it deals is increased by half. In other words, it does 1.5 times as much damage as it normally would. It is truly luck that determines whether your Pokemon lands a critical hit or has one landed on it. This can cause a great upset in battle. Does anyone know what percent chance a Pokemon has of landing a critical hit? Well, that is, I believe, a 4% chance. That is correct. Well done, TUG. The chance of laying a critical hit is said to be 1 in 24, which figures to roughly 4.17%. The odds are more favorable for certain moves, though, why moves such as Stone Edge and Shadow Claw have about a 12% chance. You can also use a move called Focus Energy or an item known as a Dire Hit. Both raise the critical hit ratio by 2 stages. That's a 50% chance to land a critical hit. It feels great to land a critical hit, but perhaps not so great to be struck by one. There's a surprising amount of mathematical probability hidden in Pokemon battles, you know. Well, if you guys are in the EV training, you know exactly what she's talking about. If you're able to do the calculations that'll swing luck in your favor, it may open the door for more strategic choices for you during battle. Oh my, is that the bell? I suppose that's all for now. What a shame. Next class will be our fun midterm exam. I hope you all will be looking forward to it. Alright, that's been a complete math class. And now we're going to head on to the next one. We're going to do third period history. History with Miss Ryfort. Alright, let's do it. Oh, I see we have some new students here with us today. My name is Ryfort. I'll be the one to impart knowledge of the past to your little minds. History is a wonderful thing, truly splendid. The lives of our ancestors throughout history forged the path to the present in which we live. Today you shall learn about the most mysterious location in all of Paldea, the Great Crater. As you are all aware, a massive crater known as the Great Crater of Paldea exists in the heart of our region. The area inside this crater is called Area Zero, and research of its geological strata and material composition has shown that the crater is in fact over 1 million years old. It was long believed that a certain something rests at the bottom of this mysterious crater. Perfect timing to make eye contact, young TG. Answer me this. What exactly was believed to rest in the depth of the Great Crater inside Area Zero? Well, the only logical answer I have right here is treasure. That is correct. You are a surprisingly clever one, aren't you? I see you do your homework prior to coming to my class. That's right. Some believe that a treasure more valuable than anything else in this world rested in the depths of the Great Crater. So much for dreams of treasure hunting, though, as the lab has been built in those very same depths. Oh, and before I forget, you would all do well to remember that the Great Crater and Area Zero are both off-limits to all but those who have official business there. Do not dare entertain the foolish notion of gallivanting off to Area Zero in search of riches. It is no place for children dreaming of treasure and adventure. Besides, if it were at all possible to investigate the area, I would surely be the first to do so. Oh, is that time already? Must have gotten swept up in filling your minds with knowledge. This ends today's lesson. We'll unravel more of history's enigmas together next time. Okay, so now we're going to go on to second class, the third period history. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday is now a part of history. Today we will continue to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us. About 2,000 years ago, this region came under the rule of the Paldean Empire. Historical accounts describe the Paldean Emperor as being quite the dictator. This emperor also zealously believed the legend of the treasure that rests deep within Area Zero. I must mention that the civilizations of our ancestors were not as developed as ours is today. People back then were far more likely to believe in mysterious legends, magic, and beings beyond human comprehension. In an attempt to gain the power to stand against Paldea's neighboring countries, the Emperor sent people in droves to join the hunt for the fabled treasure of Area Zero. Perfect time to make eye contact, young TUG. Answer me this. Approximately how many years ago was it that Paldean Empire began to rule this region? You said 2,000 years ago. That is correct. You're a surprisingly clever one, aren't you? I see you're listening intently to my lecture. The answer is about 2,000 years ago. That's when the great era of exploration began. However, it is said that not a single adventurer sent out by the Emperor ever reached the depths of Area Zero. Was it the punishing journey itself that barred their way, or perhaps some unknown creature? The resounding failure of this great era of exploration almost certainly heightened the air of mystery surrounding the crater. Oh, what I wouldn't give to explore Area Zero in its untouched state at that time. I suppose I can only hope for the swift invention of a time machine. Oh, is it that time already? I must have gotten swept up in filling your minds with knowledge. This ends today's lesson. We will unravel more of history's enigmas together next time. Well, that next time is coming up right now. We're going to do the final history class before the midterm. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday is now a part of history. Today we will continue to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us. As you should remember from our last class, Area Zero's great era of exploration began about 2,000 years ago. This era lasted for approximately 1,000 years, but not a single soul was able to venture all the way to the deepest reaches of Area Zero. Having poured much of its human and financial resources into the exploration of Area Zero, for so long, the Chaldean Empire fell into decline. 200 years later, or 800 years ago, the Empire and its surrounding nations united into one entity. This was the formation of Chaldea as we know it today. Ah yes, this very academy where you're now filling your young minds with knowledge was also apparently established at that time. In fact, this school building, though certainly having undergone repairs through the years, is just as it was when it was built so long ago. This very structure is a piece of history. Things of old are truly splendid. I would simply prefer not to have the Pokeball portion though, a relatively new addition. Perfect timing to make eye contact, young TUG. Let's see if you've been listening to my lecture. Tell me, approximately how many years ago was this academy of ours established? About 800 years ago, I believe is what you said? Correct, I see a look of concentration on your face is indeed just that. I hate nothing more than when a student only pretends to listen. This academy was constructed exactly 805 years ago to be precise. In other words, your academy here is 805 years old. At the time, it offers state-of-the-art facilities and a uniquely innovative curriculum. As such, people used to say, those seeking knowledge need look no further than the oranges of Chaldea. That's right, they were referring to Naranja Academy. Of course, Naranja, the Spanish word for orange. It is said that this proverb of sorts was even used outside of the Chaldea region. Oh, is that time already? I must have gotten swept up and filled your minds with knowledge. This ends today's lesson. Our next class will be our midterm exam. Bring the wonders of history to the forefront of your minds in preparation. And we'll get to those midterms a bit later. But next up, let me see what we have up next here. We're going to be having 4th period languages. So there is some foreign language in this one. I will try to pronounce it the best of my ability. I have working knowledge of several languages. I'm partially fluent in Spanish. But if I butcher anything, I apologize in advance. You like languages with Mr. Salvatore? Yes. Or maybe Salvatore. I'm already butchering it. Alright, let's do this. My dear students, how are you all today? Feeling good, I hope? Je m'appelle Salvatore. My name is Salvatore. Merci beaucoup. That is, thank you very much for your attention here in my class. I'm so heureux or happy for this chance to re-experience my younger days with you all. Do you know what Salvatore means? It means savior. So just imagine I'm here to save you from spooky new languages. Haha, funny, you know? No, not really. That's right, my classes will teach you about various languages from different regions. You may say good morning or hello as a greeting, but people from elsewhere may say bonjour or salut. I've heard there's even a popular streamer out there who smashes several languages together and says hello, hello, hola, shalom, bonjour. Yeah, we met her in the last episode, I think. It was Iono of, what was it? It was the third electric gym, that's all I remember. I don't remember the name of the city right off the top of my head. There are so many regions out there in our world, and each of them can have their own unique languages. Gracias, merci, zesi, arigato, danke. These all have the same meaning. Can you guess what it is? Well, I know that gracias, merci, and danke is thank you. The same thing with arigato. I guess it's easy. I don't know if it's Chinese or what, but it means thank you. Whoa, TUG, was it? Bravo, and correct, and speaking up is important in language learning too. Gracias, merci, zesi. These words all mean thank you. I guess some of you probably knew at least one of those. Despite meaning the same thing, their lengths and sounds are all different. Isn't that interesting? And now, apropos of nothing, let me give you all one of my wise words of advice. When you travel abroad, you should try to speak the local language as much as you can, even if you can't speak it very well. I'm sure your willingness to try will make the people you meet très heureux, very happy. Honestly, from my experience, just being able to say hello, delicious, and thank you in the local language will get you pretty far. For everything else, just pretend like you're Mr. Mime and gesture away. Oh, there's that pesky bell. I guess that's all the time we have for today. Well, adios, matane, à la prochaine. See you later, everyone. Again, I apologize for butchering anything in there. Again, I think those Chinese and French I was having a little bit of difficulty with, but yeah. Alright, well, we're going to do the second language course now. My dear friends, how are you all today? Feeling absolutely fantastic, I hope. It's time for Salvador's language lesson. Êtes vous prêt? Are you ready, everyone? You can answer with yes or oui. Oui. C'est super. In our last class, I believe I all taught you how to say thank you in other languages, right? In the cours d'aujourd'hui, today's class, we will learn about a certain word sure to make people happy when you use it in your travels abroad. What word do you ask? Well, if you'll have to guess. Delicioso, healthy, buono. Can anyone tell me what those words mean? They mean delicious. Wow, correct, c'est super. I knew I could count on you, TUG. Delicioso, healthy, buono. All those words mean delicious. Using the local word for delicious at markets or restaurants is sure to get a big soiree. I guess that's how you pronounce it. A smile, that is, from whoever you're talking to. It'll make communication go more smoothly, I guarantee it. People love it when someone says the cuisine of their homeland is delicious. Who wouldn't be happy to receive such a compliment? And now, apropos of nothing, let me give you all one of my wise words of advice. The first step to smooth communication is compliment the person you're talking to. After all, it's not very likely that a compliment will put someone in a bad mood. This doesn't only apply to people in other regions either. It's the same for all of you too. You can put this tip to use with your classmates. How about you all try complimenting each other after class? I bet it will make for an ambiance plus sympathique, a more friendly atmosphere. And that's all for today. See you all prochain cours, next lesson, that is. Adios, matane. Oh, this is going to be quite challenging. Okay, I only got one more to go here. Yes, let's do this. Let's get it over with. My dear friends, how are you all today? You certainly look fantastic. It's time for another one of Salvador's language lessons. Êtes-vous prêt? Are you ready? Ahem. Êtes-vous prêt? Are you ready? Oui? Très bien, very good. My lessons are not a one-way street, no. I'm très triste when nobody speaks up. Very sad, that is. In our last class, I believe I taught you all how to say delicious in other languages, right? In the cours d'aujourd'hui, today's class, we will learn about a very special phrase that you can put to use when the time is just right. Je t'aime, te amo, ik lidik. Does anyone know what these phrases mean? They mean, I love you. Fantastique, TUG. Correct, you deserve a médaille d'or, a gold medal. Je t'aime, te amo, ik lidik. These three phrases you may know, I think. Why? Because they're all quite famous ways to say I love you. Oh my, have I embarrassed you all, my friends? What timid is little garçon de filets, shy boys and girls, that is. It is so very important to express your feelings about things to others you know. This is especially true for positive emotions. If you get married someday and argue with your spouse over some silly little thing, all you have to do is apologize and say I love you, et tout ira bien, and all will be well, that is. I should know, why just last week I had a big apartment with ma femme, my dear wife, that is. But I was quick to say I'm sorry and all was well. And now I propose nothing, let me give you all one of my wise words of advice. It's best to be quick to apologize when you have an argument with someone. That goes for family, friends, and your crushes. I know you can do it, I believe in you. Our prochain cours, our next class, will be the midterm exam. Be sure to review what we learned in all of our lessons so far. Adios, matinee. Okay, no more speaking foreign languages for me for now. We're going to move on to our next subject. I think everyone's going to get a kick out of this one. We're heading to 5th period battle studies. Miss Dendra. I guess this is like our PE class. I actually have Primate Battle with me. I don't know if you caught that. She has a Metacham. Also, say hello to your battle instructor. The one, the only, the hot-blooded Dendra. Also is a karate thing, by the way. Look it up. My age, 25. My hobby, working out. My type, well, strong and muscular fighting types, of course. That's all for my introduction. As for my class, this is where you all get to learn the nitty-gritty of Pokemon battling. We'll start with the basics so that no trainer gets left in the dust. Even if you're new to this stuff, have no fear. Leave it to me and my muscles and you'll be pros in no time. Let's set our fighting spirits ablaze together. Pokemon have all kinds of attack moves at their disposal, and each move has certain qualities that you'll want to remember. I'm talking about the power, type, and category of these moves. Higher power means more damage, especially if your opponent is weak to the move's type. Heads up, new kid, question coming your way. There are two categories that attack moves can fall under. Know what they are? They are physical and special moves. Awesome! You're just as sharp as I expected, new kid. Looks like you have a handle on the basics. Anyway, attack moves are split into two categories, physical and special. Physical moves do more damage the higher the Pokemon attack stat is, and special moves do more damage the higher the Pokemon's special attack is. On the other side of things, Pokemon get hit by these moves can take less damage by having a high defense or special defense stat respectively. In conclusion, Pokemon that are good with physical moves should raise their attack stat, and Pokemon that are good with special moves should raise their special attack stat. Try to raise both of these stats equally will just make it hard for the Pokemon to shine in battle. Make your strong points stronger, I always say. That goes for both people and Pokemon. Aw man, I was just about to suggest we use some hands-on practice to really drive the point home, but I guess we're out of time. We'll generally meet for my class here in the schoolyard, even for book learning. Nothing like a little fresh air to make studying more fun, am I right? But class is over for now. Take care, you little rascals. Okay, let's get to the next one. Alright, we'll begin our next class here. Another day, another round of battle study. Also, let's get right to it. As everyone will say about the treasure hunt, it's always a great adventure. You get to take on gyms, go to new places, and run all over the place with your partner Pokemon. And while you're running around there, I'll bet you come across some big, shining crystals fairly often as well. These crystals are actually collections of Terrasteel energy that's seeped up out of the ground. You can check out these crystals to battle Terra Pokemon with your friends or other trainers in a group of 4. We call those battles Terra Raid battles. The Terra Pokemon you'll face off against in Terra Raid battles are crazy tough. They sometimes act differently than regular Pokemon, so you need to be on your guard. Luckily, trainers can also use a special action in Terra Raid battles. It's called cheering. And there are 3 different cheers you can use. The first cheer is Go All Out, and it boosts all the attack and special attack of all allied Pokemon. The second is Hang Tough, which boosts the defense and special defense of all of the allied Pokemon. Sorry, I butchered that one. And the third, well, let's see if you can guess. This cheer restores HP for all allied Pokemon. What do you think it is? It's Heal Up. That's right, maybe I should make you the battle teacher, huh, new kid? The third and final cheer is Heal Up. It's a real powerhouse with the ability to both restore HP and cure status conditions. You can cheer up to 3 times during a single Terra Raid battle. Also, cheering uses up a turn in battle, so you won't be able to have any of your Pokemon use any of their moves when you cheer. In conclusion, try everything at your disposal. If nothing seems to be working, try cheering on your allies. Providing support for your team can sometimes open up a new realm of possibilities. Oh man, I was just about to suggest we use some hands-on practice to really drive the point home, but I guess we're out of time. Class is over for now. Take care, you little rascals. Alright, and we'll go ahead to the 3rd class now. Another day, another round of battle study. Osu, let's get right to it. Last time we learned about Terra Raid battles. Did any of you have a chance to try them out? Terra Pokemon are super strong, and the more difficult ones will use an even tougher tactic that you'll need to deal with. I'm talking about their Terra Shield. What happens when a Pokemon has its Terra Shield up, you ask? Well, it'll take way less damage for one. It has a big effect on morale too. When trainers see a shield go up, they feel doomed, like there's no way to win the battle. So here's a question for you. If the Pokemon you're battling puts up his Terra Shield, what do? You Terrasilize and attack it. That's right, you're a regular Terra Raid battle master, aren't you, new kid? Regular attacks don't work so well against Pokemon that have their Terra Shield up. But having your Pokemon Terrasilize is an effective method to overcome that issue. A Terrasilized Pokemon will do more damage to a shielded Pokemon, especially if it uses a move that matches its Terra type. Dealing enough damage to a Pokemon with its Terra Shield up can destroy the shield and break the Pokemon's stance. This means that it's important to properly time your Terrasilizing in Terra Raid battles. In conclusion, as they say, fight fire with fire and Terra Pokemon with Terra Pokemon. Be sure to work together with your teammates to smash through your opponent's Terra Shield. Oh man, I was just about to suggest we do some hands-on practice to really drive the point home, but I guess we're out of time once again. Next class will be our midterm exam. Aim for a perfect score. Osu, Osu. Okay, that's going to complete the 5th period for now. We have 2 more subjects to go here. And we are going to go to 6th period art. If you like art with Mr. Hassel, we've met him before. Oh, by the way, one thing that she did not mention with the Terra Shields, they will only appear in level 4 or higher Terra Raids. So just giving you a little reminder there. Anyway, let's begin 6th period art. Greetings, I am Hassel. I will be teaching this art class. It is a pleasure to meet you all. Now let me be candid for one moment. I imagine that many of you will forget that all that you learned in this class once you graduate. After all, you don't need even a basic understanding of artwork, much less a refined appreciation of beauty for most exams or jobs. So it is my class a waste of time for you then? I think not. At least I certainly hope it isn't. Think for a moment, all of you. What is beauty, anyway? What makes something beautiful? Honestly, there's no correct answer for this one here. I would say the eye of the beholder. Interesting. Thank you, TUG. Oh, I don't mean to suggest that there's a correct answer to my query. The important thing is that you all take time to think about it. Think about why we might find beauty in a flower blooming on the side of the road, for example. Question why the sky is a different shade of blue than the ocean, or why the leaves change color. Ponder the windmills of Artisan and how they move. Contemplate the chilling bite of the waters of Cascaratha. I'm sure you'll find that every little detail of your lives will seem more vivid, more impactful, if you just take a moment to stop and think. And I am certain that if you stop and truly appreciate the little beauties of the world, it will help pull you through your days where your studies have you exhausted or when work has dampened your spirits. Do pardon me for waxing philosophical. You don't need to understand all of that now. To put it simply, it is true that one doesn't need art to survive, but it certainly makes surviving much more enjoyable. It is my hope that this class will add even a little bit of color to your lives. That's all for today. Next time we'll try a more hands-on approach to appreciating beauty. It's starting to turn into a philosophy class, I swear. Okay. And let's go to art number 2. Hello class, it is I, Hassel, yet again. In our previous class we discussed what beauty is, which might have been a little boring for you. So today I thought I would mix things up a little to pique your interest in art. Allow me to introduce our special guest.
Gibble.
This is Professor Gibble, the assistant lecturer for today. Now then, Professor Gibble, if you would be so kind to terrestrialize for us. As some of you may already know, Pokemon can terrestrialize if you use a Terra Orb. Normally, Professor Gibble would be of the Dragon type, but by terrestrializing, it has succeeded in changing its type. So class, what type do these lovely glistening flowers above Professor Gibble's head represent? Well, those represent the grass type. Excellent, TG. Full marks for you. These beautiful flowers blooming above Professor Gibble's head show that it now has become a grass type. The shape of the Terra Jewel above a Pokemon's head depends on the Pokemon's Terra type. To summarize, if an opponent's Pokemon terrestrializes during battle, observe a Pokemon's Terra Jewel closely to see which type it has become, and choose effective moves accordingly. It is my sincere hope that today's lecture will help you all achieve beautiful victories. The Terra Steel phenomenon is indeed a fascinating and deep subject to discuss. That is it for today, class, and thank you, Professor Gibble, for your help.
Thank you.
When you have a Pokemon as a teacher. Alright, now we're going to go for a third art class. Hello class, it is I, Hassel, yet again. I've been told that my previous lecture about the Terra Steel phenomenon was very well received. Thank you all for your kind words. In fact, Miss Dendra specifically requested that I impart even more battle knowledge to my students. So I've decided that today we will take another look at how a Pokemon can terrestrialize.
Get Gibble.
And of course, here's Professor Gibble to help us. Now then, Professor Gibble, if you would be so kind as to terrestrialize for us. Now what do we have here? Last class we saw grass-type terrestrializing, but this time we have something of a different shape. Observe a Terrajewel resembling a snowflake. Its dendritic shape is stunning to behold. It's a little chilly standing so close to it. So class, what Terra type do you imagine this jewel might represent? Well, that's obvious, an ice type. Excellent, Chi-Chi, full marks for you. The reason there's a snowflake shining above Professor Gibble's head is simple. It is now an ice type. And because Professor Gibble is currently the ice type moves would not be very effective against it. Keep in mind, usually they would deal quadruple damage to Gibble. Dragon Ground, there you go. Now here's some trivia about snowflakes. While snowflakes come in many different shapes and sizes, most are classified as hexagons. Just think of it, snowflakes fall from the sky, taking similar shapes without anyone saying they must. Do you not feel the great mystery of nature, the beautiful enigma we live in? This is a bit of a tangent, but Mr. Jacques' glasses are also hexagonal, aren't they? I almost forgot to mention that you can change Pokemon's Terra type at the Treasure Eatery, located in Medali. We'll get there around, I think, the 5th gym or so. Though I must say the cook there is a little prickly. You'll need to get on her good side if you want her help. We'll learn about that a little bit later on in the run. Now come prepared for next class because it's time for your midterm examination. Thanks you for today, Professor Gibble.
Got Gib.
Alright, and that will finally bring us to our last class. It will be 7th period home ec. Home ec with Mr. Swaro. Alright, let's do it here. I see we have some energetic young ones in our class this time around. You may call me Mr. Swaro. Your time here with me will be spent obtaining knowledge and skills indispensable for daily life. Many of you have left the care of your parents to live here on your own in the Academy dormitory. I pray that the knowledge I impart to you will improve the quality of your lives and the necessities thereof: food, clothing, and shelter. Of those 3 categories, I assume the most pressing and interesting for you all is food. You read me like a book. When you eat sandwiches on your picnics, the HP of your party Pokemon will be restored. You'll also gain something called meal powers, which can provide all manner of benefits. For example, these powers can make Pokemon easier to catch or increase the experience points that your Pokemon receive. I think you'll also find that the breadth of these effects can be expanded by crafting sandwiches of superb flavor. What's more, there is a certain something that is particularly important if we wish to receive meal powers with even more helpful effects. Let me see, Master TUG, tell me, what must you keep in mind to receive even more helpful meal powers? The choices of fillings and condiments. Perfectly correct, Master TUG. Perhaps you are already aware of this fact from having helped your family with cooking at home. I'll do some cooking on my own time as well. Your choice of ingredients, including both fillings and condiments, is an important factor in gaining even more helpful meal powers. For example, using sweet ingredients in your sandwiches may help you gain an egg power. Numerous bitter ingredients, on the other hand, can gain you item drop power. We're going to aim for specific effects when crafting sandwiches will almost certainly make your culinary endeavors more enjoyable. Please be aware, however, that you can also receive meal powers by eating at restaurants. I must say that I would feel the utmost joy if you all learned much here in my class and came to better understand home economics. Our time together has come to an end for today. I bid you all farewell. Alright. Let's go ahead and do home ec number 2. And yes, you can actually repeat classes if you need to. But we're not going to do that. Put away your phones, it's time to begin class. In our last class, I believe we talked about the effects you can get from food on your picnics. You can receive meal powers and even restore HP for all the Pokemon in your party. It's a truly convenient means of healing your Pokemon. Unfortunately, as I'm sure you are aware, it is not suited for use in battles when you cannot make food or when you wish to restore HP quickly. In times such as those, you should make use of healing items such as potions, which you can purchase from Pokemarts or the school store. Healing items are immediately effective and you can be used anytime you open your bag. They are, however, consumed after one use. Potions restore 20 HP, Super Potions restore 60 HP, and Hyper Potions restore 120 HP. Which is, I think, changed as of, I want to say, Gen 5 or 6. It used to be 20, 50, and 200, now it's 20, 60, 120. The pricier the item, the more HP it will restore. Keep in mind how much money you have when you are stocking up on these items. However, unforeseen happenings are an inextricable part of traveling from place to place. Imagine, if you will, the following scenario. You find yourself with an injured Pokemon, but you have no potions and you are out of sandwich ingredients and there are no Pokemon centers nearby. Tell me, Master Kyuji, what should you search for in a perilous situation with no way to heal your Pokemon? Maybe items on the ground. Perfectly correct, Kyuji. I see you are well learned in survival techniques. Well, I did live through a pandemic. If you see something shiny on the ground and it's actually an item that has been dropped there, you may be able to find a restorative item such as an Oranberry or a potion in this way. You use the R button to send out your Pokemon to pick up such items as well. And there are berries, of course. Berries, by the way, aren't like items from shops. If you let your Pokemon hold one, it will decide on its own when to eat the berry during battle. Letting your Pokemon decide its timing for itself can be quite interesting. At any rate, if you find yourself in need of healing, I suggest that you look around for shiny items on the ground. If you can't find such items, there are other methods you may employ for healing your... but I see the bell demands that topic wait. Our time together has come to an end for today. I bid you all farewell. I guess we'll have to go into the next class to find out what he wants to talk about. Alright. Last class before the midterms. Put away your phones, it's time to begin class. In my last class, I taught about HP restoration. However, after class, I was asked by several of you about power points, commonly known as PP. When a Pokemon loses all of its HP, it face it can no longer battle. What then happens to a Pokemon when it loses all of its PP? Well, it can't use moves for one. Perfectly correct, Master TG. Perhaps you know this from first-hand experience? A couple times. When a Pokemon runs out of PP, it can no longer use its moves. However, each move has its own store of PP, so you can mitigate PP loss by using a variety of moves rather than just one move repeatedly. If the Pokemon loses all PP from all of its moves, it will only be able to use Struggle, an action that also damages the Pokemon that uses it. In order to avoid this predicament, PP can be restored to Pokemon centers along with HP. Items such as Ethers and Max Ethers can also be used to restore PP. Be careful not to confuse potions with Ethers in the heat of battle. However, Ethers are not sold at shops, so you should use them judiciously if you find them. The stronger the move, the lower its maximum PP. Do not waste uses of this move unless you wish to quickly run out of PP. It's important to find balance in a Pokemon's set of moves. As you can see, HP is the only thing you must keep an eye on while adventuring with Pokemon. I hope that you will all take care to ensure that your part of Pokemon can perform at their best as you each engage in the treasure hunt. Our time together has come to an end for today. Our next meeting will be an examination day. Be sure to review well in preparation. Alright, so we're done with the classes for now, and now it's time to take the midterms. And we'll just go right down the line here. And in order to pass the midterms, you have to, they're all 5 questions each. You gotta get at least 3 right to pass, I believe. Hello everyone. Today's our midterm exam. It sure feels good to fill in those empty spaces on the answer sheet, does it? Take your time and contemplate each question carefully. What button would you use to let a Pokemon out of its ball so it can walk with you? I would use the ZR button. Combine one letter and one number below to correctly say where eggs are found. I would say during picnics and in your basket, so A2. Which of the following is an effective way to warm up eggs? B, walking around. What will not make a Pokemon easier to catch? Giving them a berry. That will not make any impact. What will make it easier to catch Pokemon of higher and higher levels? Well, that you need gym badges for. This question won't affect your grade. How do you like the Pokedex? Is it easy to use? I'm happy to hear your honest opinions. It's easy to use. Alright everyone, time's up. I hope you all enjoyed tackling those questions. That last question was just something I'm personally curious to know. Don't tell the director about it, okay? I'll grade these right away. I hope you're all looking forward to seeing how you did. Okay. Yeah, so it's 3 to get 3 right on the midterms and 4 right on the finals. But on the biology test, we aced 5 for 5. And we get 5 small experience candies for passing a midterm. That's the prize for each of the midterms. 5 experience candies small. And I think for the finals it's medium. Alright, so let's get some more experience candies. Let's do the math midterm now. Alright everyone, it's time to begin our midterm exam. I'm sure the fun experiences you all had in my class will serve you well as you answer. How much damage does Water Gun do when it hits a Fire-type Pokemon? It does double the damage. How much damage does Razor Leaf do when it hits a Fire-type Pokemon? Well, it only does half damage. If you spend 2,000 Pokés on as many 200 Pokeballs as possible, how many would you get? You would get 11. You get 10 Pokeballs and 1 Premier Ball. What percent chance does Pokemon usually have to land a critical hit? About 4%. How much damage does a move deal when it lands a critical hit? It deals 1.5 times as much. Alright everyone, time is up. Put your hands in your laps now. You're all concentrating so hard, I can't wait to see how you did. Do go and ask for your scores at the front desk and then take a nice break. Alright. I got 5 out of 5. Whoop. Let's drop my mic there. Let me reposition this thing. Alright, and we're going to get another 5 experience candies small. And now to take the next exam, which will be the history midterm. Alright, let's get to work. Greetings, my little students. It's time for our midterm examination. Summon your historical knowledge from the dark recesses of your minds and answer the questions. What is the name of the geological formation in the center of the Paldea region? It's called the Great Crater. What was long believed to rest in the depths of Area Zero? That would be treasure. How many years ago did the Paldean Empire begin to rule this region? About 2,000 years ago. How many years ago was this academy built? 805 years ago. Those seeking blank need look no further than the oranges of Paldea. I believe the answer to the fill in the blank is knowledge. Your time is up. Put your writing utensils down. That last question was a freebie. Even the least capable of you surely padded your score there. I sincerely hope you did anyway. So ends our midterm examination. You may ask for your scores at the school's front desk. Feels great to get tests out of the way. Yeah. Alright, and we get 5 out of 5. And another 5 experience candy small. Next up, languages. Alright. Alright. Aujourd'hui, today, we take our midterm exam. Détendez-vous, relax, that is, and do your best. Êtes-vous prêt? Are you ready? Let's begin. Grazie, arigato, merci, zixi, arigato, shazami. What is it? It was, thank you. Which of the following means delicious? It's, délicieux. Which of these phrases does not belong? Écridique, je t'aime, t'amo, or time to eat? Time to eat. When speaking with a person, what's the first step to smooth communication? Compliment him. What is your beloved teacher's name? It's, Salvatore. C'est fini, time is up. Posez vos stylos, put down your pens, that is. Hope that was easy enough for you, especially that dernier question, that last question. I'm sure you all did great. Bravo, my friends. You can check your scores at the school's front desk. Alright. Another 5 out of 5. Get myself another 5 experience candies. And now we're going to do battle studies. Sorry to all of you who went to the schoolyard first before finding the right room. I guess we can do our tests in the classroom at least. It might be hard to write your answers out in the field. Alright, time to put your game faces and do battle with those test sheets. The higher a Pokemon special defense, the less damage it takes from special attacks. Which of the following has no effect on the move's damage? The move's name. How many trainers are on the Terra Raid team? There are 4. What's an effective method for breaking an opponent's Terra Shield? Terrassalizing and attacking. What is Miss Dandra's favorite type? The fighting type. Time's up, put your pencils down. I'll start giving it everything you've got. I'm sure you'll all get perfect scores. Well done, everyone. You may ask for your scores at the front desk. Alright. Got 5 out of 5. Get some more experience candies. And now, the penultimate one, the art one. Let's go ahead and do this one now. I do hope you're all ready because it's time for your midterm exam. Focus and do your best. Alright, and begin. What is the name of the gemstone that glows over Pokemon's head when it terastallizes? It's called the Terra Jewel. When the answer to the question was in the shape of flowers, what type does it represent? That will be the grass type. What shapes are most snowflakes classified as? Hexagon. Where is the eatery that allows you to change the Terra type? It's going to be in Medali, when we'll get to that spot hopefully soon. What makes something beautiful? Well, to tell you the truth, there is no correct answer. I think it's a trick question. Time's up. That's it for today's test. Pencils down, please. I'd rather not have students worried about passing or failing in my art class, but tests are tests after all. Anyway, good work everyone. You may check your results at the front desk. We got all 5 out of those. Another 5 candies. And now for our final midterm here. The home ec midterm. The time has come to test how well you have learned here in my class. Let's begin before the information assimilating in your brains from a last-minute cram session fades. Which is not an effective of a picnic meal? That would be increasing speed. Which the following affects the kind of meal powers received from a particular meal? That would be fillings and condiments. Which of these berries can restore Pokemon HP? That would be the Oran Berry. The Andrew wanted his Pokemon to decide on its own when it uses item of doubt, so he gave it an Oran Berry. This will work as he hopes. The answer is true. If a move runs out of PP, it can no longer be used. If a Pokemon runs out of PP for all it moves, it can only sit there in frustration. No, that's false. It can struggle. The time for answering questions has come to an end. Please stop writing. I hope you were all able to give the examination everything you had. Please remember to ask for your scores at the front desk before leaving for the day. We'll go ahead and get our final test scores. And another 5 out of 5. So a 4.0 GPA in my book. And another 5 experience candies. So that's all the classes actually we can do for now. Once we have done 6 gyms, I believe, we'll do the remaining classes in the finals. And that I will take the lead on a recording as well. So this way, the rest of the guys on my team don't have to worry about. They can just do the exams and the classes on their own time. It's not required, but I highly recommend it because of the experience canes that you get. Because you see, I got quite a few of them. And I actually already have a full team ready to evolve in our next session. I'm going to save evolving these guys until I meet up with the Earthbound crew again, which will be probably in our next episode. So I'm going to go ahead and call it quits here. That concludes the first half of the classes. Like I said, the second round will be after we clear the 6th gym. So next session we'll be back with the Earthbound crew in full, hopefully. And we'll talk again. Until then, this is TUG of the Earthbound crew saying be smart, be safe, have fun, take care, and good night.